And welcome back, everyone, to How Not to Souls. Today we're looking at our first Demon Souls build, which is a faith build, faith melee, really. And it's really good. I had a really fun time with it. Strong. Unfortunately, a little glass cannony, but that's just due to the lack of armor. We didn't get exactly the armor set we wanted because we were dumb during the playthrough, but that's okay. We managed to pull through and get through the game. But now let's take a look at what we got going on here. So, for our stats, and I like how it's laid out, so you don't have to really go far. For our stats, we have a 36 vitality, so we have a decent amount of health, and enough to hold the items we want to hold. There's an item burden here, yes. 13% intelligence, so we have enough MP, not FP, to cast our spells. Endurance 35, so we can swing our weapons effectively, block effectively, run effectively, and be able to maintain an under 50% equip load, like Dark Souls. Strength and Dex and Magic all are base at 14, 12, and 6. Faith is the main stat we utilized, and it got us to where we needed to be, in a place of victory. And luck is also 7. So the main part of our build was the large sword of Moonlight. Not the Moonlight greatsword, even though it's the same exact thing. The large sword of Moonlight. And look at this thing, like, just steaming with magic. Look at that. It's emanating power. It's good. I like that slicey sound. And the moveset's pretty decent, too. Hold on, we get a little boom. The run forward, the power down, and, oh, hold on, wait. Side swipe. It's a pretty decent moveset. No projectile. But this is also a game that was made in 2009. I don't think they went too far into that. I think they did it in Kingsfield, but that's a different thing altogether. Our second weapon was the Blessed Mace, but the Blessed Mace was actually in tangent with a few different things, because Bless, though it gives you an attack, but gives you increased damage on your weapon, also gives you regen, along with our Adjudicator shield, which adds regen. It's not like the best shield, but it heals you, and that was the point of having it on. Along with our Regenerator ring, which also does regen. And there's also all sorts of miracles and which we didn't get, but thinking to help you with regen and all that. Not too many attacking miracles outside of one. The talisman we took was the Talisman of God. It's the only talisman that you can utilize in a faith build. You can try to use the Talisman of Men, but it's more of a hybrid talisman. Has intelligence and faith scaling, where we don't have that on this. Or intelligence, magic, and faith scaling. Sorry. Our armor set. Let's get into the silver cord. It gave us extra MP, which was needed just so we can get the little extra bump of that versus putting in more intelligence. We took the Saint set, which looks pretty good. What we were going for was the dull gold set that you get off of Garl Vinland's sister in the Swamp of Sorrow. But we wasted our opportunity by being nice and giving her something and forgetting that we needed to kill her in the spot. Sometimes that happens. So, for the rings we wore the Cling Ring. And since this game makes you basically be in soul form, which is half your health, and you're kind of like look ethereal. The Cling Ring gives you a less penalty on your HP, so instead of half HP, you have full health. You have 3/4 HP. That was literally on the entire time. We're not gonna get into World Tendency or any other mechanics. Just you wear that if you're gonna be in soul form. So I went over the Regenerator's ring, but there are a few other rings of note that we used. The Great Ring of Strength, so we can wear heavier armors at times. The Fragrant Ring I did use for a little while. That slowly, obviously, restores MP over time. What else? The Ring of Sincere Prayer was huge with casting. It increased our miracle power by, I'm not going to say tenfold. I wanted to say tenfold, by a lot. And then also increased the casting time. Yeah, we can even pop that on to see how fast it is, because it's pretty slow. And yeah, your consumables are consumables. Obviously, you're going to have a bunch of grasses. Being a faith build that casts you miracles, you want your spices on. Age spice and what was the other one? Fresh spice. Bows, crossbows. Do as you will. I did not have any on, but always of notes. For our spells, we used heal, which I don't have on now because I don't have enough slots to show it. But we used God's Wrath for the most part, which is basically a nuke. Oh wait, do I not have anything? Oh, you know what I did? I probably casted it beforehand. Like that's a nuke, and it does a lot of damage. It takes forever to cast, and that's much slower without the Ring of Sincere Prayer and Second Chance, which is basically Tears of Denial. I recommend it for the PvP. The PvP. But yeah, pretty decent build, pretty fashionable, good damage, good speed for what you're doing in this game. It's an older game. You're about as fast in this as you are in Dark Souls, so you're still a little slow, but it looks good. It's a nice fresh set of paint. Overall, I had a really good time with this in PvE. Great in PvP. I didn't catch any PvP footage this time around, but I've done it in the past, and it works really well. I mean, the Moonlight sword really hits through your defenses of enemies. They can block, but they're still going to take damage because it hits through shields and blocking. It's kind of amazing that way. So, keep that in mind. You get an easy little cheese weapon. I guess if you want to look at it that way. But anyhow, I had a real fun time. I hope you guys like the footage, and I'll see you later. Peace out.